As these Inuit children dance in ʻuqauhikkullu Nunavut, their joy and energy are reflected in their moves. Parents, school staff, and community members watch with pride. This story is about Millie Qitupana Kuliktana, an Inuinnaq woman whose efforts to revitalize their language, Inuinnaqtun, has been her drive. This documentary is a tribute to her efforts. Millie speaks Inuinnaqtun but was interviewed in English by Fiona Walton and Carrie Wheatley from the University of Prince Edward Island while they were in ʻuqauhikkullu and ʻiqhiluit completing Arctic Net research.
Through the whole process of our life, my mother always spoke to us in Inuinnaqtun, but we never really took it seriously. We were passive, we understood her and the relationship was there. But as we grew older, we were losing that communication with our grandmothers and our mothers, and because we were so engaged in English that we weren't understanding the depth of what they're talking about, and that then the relationships got looser, weaker.
Inuit languages are spoken all across the circumpolar north from Alaska to Greenland. Although they are considered to be among the strongest indigenous languages in Canada, the Inuinnaqtun language in the western part of Nunavut is at a critical stage. It faces a much greater threat of being lost compared to the other regions. According to the Nunavut Tungavik Incorporated Report on Language and Culture in 2010, and Nunavut Statistics on the Inuit Languages, Inuinnaqtun is at the most danger of being lost. Millie's oldest sister, Edna Elias, has also been a teacher. Both siblings have been trailblazers in their region as educational leaders, lending their strong voices for an inherent right to use their own language.
Inuinnaqtun humid kaluaqallu ni tavani ʻtautakuq ʻuanilermiut tavani Inuinnaqtun uqauhikkullu atorungnaiqaqtaat initquatuat aaqutsallu inutoqaitalvattuaq tigumiartut uqauhiqqaqtun uvaguttauq tavani avunga kivataanunnuut pallialu taqorlortumut iqalaktuutiamut taimaililertugut akuniuleqqoq taimailivallialerapta ăŋajoqqaaqaluavut uuktuutigilugu ai ataataga apaapaga inuhuktulluni nutaqaupluni ilinniariartitauhima nikuugami aklaavingmun inuhaangubluni ilinniariartitauhimajoq taavunga ualinermiut nunangannun akuni ilinniariarrimalluni amigain matataavani qitermiunmiut inuit ilinniariartitaunikun taima akuni ilinniariartitauhimablutik uqauhirtik tammaivalliablugu aahit ʻuteramik ilitariaqalerrutik uqauhirmingning.
We're fortunate to have our parents with us, but we're also losing them as they become the elders. So we, as the next generation of elders coming up, what can we do to help right now bridge between what our parents are going to leave us with and what we're going to put in store for the future, and not just store it away, but to make it active again.
Past educational policies through residential and federal day schools have affected the spoken languages of this generation. As a result, grandparents and their grandchildren are no longer able to communicate and are divided by languages. But that is beginning to change.
They want to learn it back. They want to re-engage themselves in living the Inuit culture and reliving what they saw as children, what they saw their parents doing before they left for residential school. So we need to engage, the communities need to engage in activities to allow them to do that, or have community, family agreements amongst themselves to say, this weekend our family's going hunting, and this is what we're going to try and do. Even simple things like going fishing. There was one day last week actually where there were some elders at the fishing area. And when I went down there, it was so peaceful because I was able to sit there and just have Inuinnaqtun dialogue all day, where the language was so different. The depth of our conversations were deeper than what we would just speak of in English. It is so different because you're in your element of what your grandparents were in. And the depth of those conversations were so empowering that those are the kinds of moments we need to create for our children and our neighbors and our friends who were impacted in the residential school, even if they just started as observers. Just come and observe what's happening, but allow the Inuinnaqtun to be spoken and just listen and absorb it and build that seed in your mind and in here that I can do it, I can do it. Una tunumnut atauko.
Yeah. Right across this way?
Yeah. And ilangatau hamona.
As a lifelong learner with strong beliefs, Millie herself has worked hard to relearn and maintain Inuinnaqtun. She encourages others to learn the language so it may grow and thrive.
Ila kipinertakka.
Oh, okay.
Ainut hamna pilduni. Yeah. Hamuna kiyu. Takinakalu.
Yeah. Takinakalu.
Many of our people in our community are passive language users, where they understand Inuinnaqtun because we hear it all the time. We still have elders here in our community that speak Inuinnaqtun very well. And there are some of us who are fortunate to have been able to continue to have dialogue with them. I feel very fortunate that I can speak Inuinnaqtun, and I am considered a bilingual person. But many of my peers are not, but they can understand, and we have to celebrate that ability to understanding the language. So for us to nurture that, the more we engage in cultural activity and invite the Inuit language to be part of it, it's going to help that seed to grow in all our people and all our children. Language does not stand alone. Language stands with culture.
Millie is now spending time with Helena, a young Inuinnaq teacher, teaching her cultural and language skills. Skills that others who speak the Inuit language may take for granted when they are immersed in their daily activities.
Habna oqauhikkullu panekhkhugit nutaqqanut tunilerpagait taimannutaqqat mikigaribblugit nuulaaqanginmata.
This is based on the master-apprentice learning model that Millie learned from her language revitalization courses.
I'm an apprentice because I'm learning always from others around me and from my father and others, but I'm also been invited to be a master to another younger learner, where Helena Bolt had asked me if I would master her as in her learning path of Inuinnaqtun. So I've agreed to do that, and it excites me so that we can spend time together. Through that we'll be building our friendship and our skill sets as capable Inuit women, as I try and teach her Inuinnaqtun through engaging ourselves in cultural activity.
Millie's energy and passion is inspiring and commands respect. She never misses a chance to teach others.
Hulilukaaviugami ay mavinga inulgamminun. Kanokona ngitutik inulgammit itaqattaqtun. Oqarvio oqaqqataqarumaplutik. Tiivierumayuinnaillunnit kaaktulluunnit qanorleqaak angmaumayoq ay mavingminik. Inulgammiillu talvani atuqtuuyaaqaq viqaramik. Kukillipaarrutik aluararrutiklu imaalu atuqtuuyaaqtut ingeqattaqtullu taima unnugiar ilaani talvani aimavinganni inmata taima qitupat uummatinga angiyoq qoyagiyauvaktoq
Takuğuma.
Millie began working in the schools in a variety of positions that led her into roles of leadership early on in her career. Since 1999, Inuit educators such as Millie have started reshaping the policies and curriculum from the inside to not only reflect but base them on Inuit knowledge and language. This is not just policy work for her. She speaks about her cultural and linguistic identity deep from the heart with passion and emotion. Millie often refers to her Inuit colleagues and herself as being elders in training. She's entering that role with conviction.
Katimayaqtuqimayunili naalaleraangapko uqaqtung uqauhiq reblugo ilitquhiqqut uqauhikkullu uumman minit uqaqtuq naunainman inuillu naalaktut tuhangnaareqpiaraangamik takunnarmata quvianarriqpiarpaktoq naalaggugu taakkuallu inuinnaalaktutautuggugit taima hivumuarutikhamik Qitupana uvamnit ăŋayuggiut qiyauyutu ilivangman ihumatut qiyauyutullu ilaani ilivangman ihumattungman aqualiqtutut qilamik ilivaktu ilaani taima ihumattornariqqimaŋmat ihumagileraangapku qungatsutigilerpakkapku.
Millie has a bold vision for revitalizing Inuinnaqtun in her region.
Like a dream cultural center where one classroom might be being taught how to run audio video projects based on Inuinnaqtun. Another classroom in my cultural center might be elders engaged in teaching traditional skills, whether it be sewing or tool making and just life skills. And another area might be working with the written word of Inuinnaqtun. So a cultural center that's going to engage our community residents, and we're building on the pride of our language and our culture. It's a big plan, it's a big dream, but somebody's got to nurture it. And if I can do that with the help of other individuals who share the same passion, I think we'll be setting ourselves up for something good.
Welcome to my home.
Millie's dedication and commitment to children and youth is evident in what she does in the community, even though her health has forced her to retire from her work early.
Anniarutiqalerami kihime Nipayarutikingita, akhuurutikihimmaaartaahule, uqauhiqqut, Inuinnaqtut, ilitquhiqqullu, ilihautinit, ilihautitsutiggait, tammartailitsutiggariorhimmaaqataupluni, inuiqaqtorruli, ilinniarvingni itqanaajarungneeraluarruni, ilinniartut kunnilu nutqaraluarruni, huli katamayortaqatauqattarruni, nibliutikihimmaartaa, akhuurutikihimmaarugu, taima quyanaarrimangitaahuli, taima uqauhiqqut, tammanginmat huli.
And I've learned to say, you know what, it's okay. If you can't accomplish something or you can't participate in something, it's okay. Somebody else has your dream they're carrying for you. And I sometimes think that I put a lot of weight on others because I have expectations of them to carry what my voice would sound like. And just keep me in mind when you're speaking. And don't forget we had a dream or a vision on how to make things better. And if they could just carry that forward for me, because I can't be at all the functions anymore. So I just feel like I'm a better person, even though I've got new challenges, you know, personal challenges that are so different from so many others. But I look at it with reward. I have to. I have to stay positive. Never let the challenges, overcome my fears. Because if we did that, we wouldn't get anywhere. Things wouldn't work right and whatnot. So staying positive is, you know, the key.